Ngeba Sojola here. In this video, we'll be basically looking at a system that is known as the Swift messaging system. Now, Swift basically stands for the Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunications, right? Now, Swift is fundamentally a provider of secure financial messaging services globally, right? Now, fundamentally, all banks and financial institutions are connected to this global messaging system, right? Think of it as a social media, specifically maybe a WhatsApp group for banks, right, which have access to the group through a code, right, known as the Swift ID, right? Now, Swift doesn't hold any funds, right, or manage any accounts on behalf of their customers, right? This specific system actually it went online at about 1977, right? This global messaging system can handle about 45.5 million transactions per day, right? It is the backbone of the cross-border payment global system, right? It is slow, it's written in paperwork, it's quite expensive, right? And it's basically a legacy technologies from the 70s. Now, more than 11,000 financial institutions across 200 countries and territories, right, basically use this system, right? Now, Swift enables a wire transfer, right, using a global network of intermediary banks, right, to produce communication, right, to other banks to basically move information. Now, Swift plans to migrate to ISO 20022 regulation standards by 2025. Countries like India, Bangladesh, Japan, and China have already migrated using the Swift system. Now, once they migrate to the ISO 20022 regulation standards, they shall be known as Swift 2, right? Yes, and to achieve this objective, they have partnered with Microsoft to make their services accessible and more cheaper to the current financial service providers. ISO 20022 regulation standard is a new global standard for financial messaging between financial institutions. It basically helps the financial institutions share information between each other in a secure, efficient, and fast manner. It was created by a body known as the International Standards Organization, an independent, non-governmental, non-profit regulator that sets standards for things like quality assurance, safety management, and maybe some few engineering standards also, right? It is quite similar to Swift, right? Because it's also based on wire transfer, but it is fundamentally different. Number one, the data format, which is used under ISO 20022 is different, right? The level of details, right? And the and the deep security features that you can find in this system. Now, ISO 20022 basically uses a software known as XML development, which is fundamentally used for data transfer, right? Because it is more flexible. Now, the European Payment Council has set up a cut-off date to adopt this regulations and standards which are provided by ISO 20022, basically saying by 2025, certain banks, right, and financial institutions that use specific systems and application must have this technology or must adhere to the standards of this regulatory body. Now, even in the US, right, the Federal Reserve is pushing financial institutions and banks, right, to make sure that they adopt this regulatory standards by 2025. Now, when it comes to digital currencies, the ISO 20022 regulatory standard will play a key role in the implementation of, I'd say, stable coins, right, and CBDCs. These are central bank digital currencies. Now, when it comes to the cryptocurrencies, right, that will adhere to the standards which the regulatory body known as ISO 20022 will be subjected to are as follows, right? They fall into different categories, right? Now you find cryptocurrencies that fall or that are embedded in the standard body of ISO 20022. These cryptocurrencies are known as XLM, Stellar Lumens, right? And XRP Ledger, right? Now, they are also a second group of cryptocurrencies which fall under a compliant basis, right, under the ISO 20022. These cryptocurrencies are IOTA, right, Algorand, right, and XTC, Zinfin, right? Now, there is a third category of cryptocurrencies which basically fall under a category known as uh, cryptocurrencies which are rumored, right, to be part of the ISO. Now, these are rumored, we're not really sure, right? Number one is Cardano, right? Cardano. Number two, it's HBAR. Its full name is known as Hedera Hashgraph, right? And number three is known as Quant, right? We'll be looking deeper into all of these coins. If I had done the coin in a previous video, I won't necessarily get into detail with that, but I'll specifically look at coins that I haven't touched on in the past videos. Thank you for this opportunity. I'll see you in the next video.